Hi, everyone. Peace, peace. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. My name is Brittany. Before we begin, because I do have a message for you that is imperative for you to get at this time, and I always ask Spirit to bring the people to my channel and to my videos who need to receive this. So if you're here, there's something in this message that you need to get. I'm going to invite my spirit team in because I want my spirit team to help me deliver this message with the most ease and flow as possible so that I'm able to shine my light and my love, energy, and my frequency to you so that you're able to receive this message. And I want to invite your spirit team in to be with you at this moment while you're listening to the message. So take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Now, there are a lot of times in life where we feel that we need to make things happen for ourselves. We feel that there's something that we're lacking, something that we want, something that we desire to achieve or to have. And maybe we don't have it at this moment when we want it. And so we try to figure it out and say, okay, I want to get from point A to point B. How can I get there? How can I figure it out to get there? And the message that I have for you about this, listen up, you forcing things to happen is actually keeping you out of alignment. It's keeping you out of alignment to try to make things happen. So, what I mean by this is, as human beings living in this world, we've been conditioned to go, 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 do. We have to make things happen for ourselves. If you're not out here making something happen for yourself, you're lazy. You're a bum. You're not fulfilling your potential. You're not living up to what you're supposed to do or who you're supposed to be. And guess what? There are a lot of people out here that are going to judge you for that, right? So we feel in order to be productive, in order to be successful, in order to be fruitful and abundant, that we have to make things happen for ourselves. But I want you to know that when you're making something happen, sometimes what you're trying to make happen is actually not what needs to happen. So you begin to force things to happen in your existence when you just need to be in flow and allow things to happen. And when I say allow things to happen, I don't mean just be a bystander and just sit back and just say, okay, well, I'm just going to allow anything or whatever to happen to me. As a spiritual being, and this is why it's so important that you're listening to this with your spiritual eye, with your spiritual ears, coming from a higher perspective, because as a spiritual being living in this human experience, we have two sides to us. We have our spiritual side and we have our human side. And it's so important that we balance the two because we have not been conditioned to balance both spiritual and human. Everything in our society points to your human essence, your human self, the focus of external, the focus of getting, achieving, having. And if you don't, you're lacking. But when you're in your spiritual self, thank you, Spirit. I see 509, that's my birthday on the clock. So this is a message, okay? We've been taught to just focus on the external instead of focusing on the internal, our spiritual selves. And as a spiritual being, you know that your soul is really controlling the show. Your soul has an idea of what it is that you are supposed to do and achieve while you're here in this existence. And your job is to allow your soul to lead. When you are trying to force things to happen because your ego or your mind is telling you that you want something or that you need to achieve something, not for your internal validation, but for external validation or approval from others, you are not tapping into your spiritual knowing. You are not following spirit. You're not following your soul path when you're unbalanced. And so the message is for you to become more balanced, and for you to be aware, what things in my life am I trying to force to happen? Am I trying to force something to happen in my life because other people are telling me this is what I'm supposed to have, or this is what I'm supposed to achieve? Right? Like, we're conditioned. I know, like, specifically for myself, like, I was told growing up, I need to go to school, graduate from college, get a good job, stay in that job for 40 plus years, save up, have a retirement, a 401k, and then retire. And then that's really when I'm able to live my life. But in the meantime, I need to find a stable, happy relationship with someone, have a child or multiple, buy a house, white picket fence type of lifestyle, and I need to be making a lot of money in order to be successful and in order to have a wonderful life. This is what I was told, and I know you were told it too. I know you were. And so you grew up believing, okay, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I'm not following it in this order, I'm behind. I am not successful. I will be judged. And all these things. So what in your life, based on your conditioning, are you trying to make happen based on what you have been taught that your life is supposed to look like? Forcing is simply an aspect of control. And when you are balancing your human essence with your spiritual essence, because you are a spirit first before you are human, you realize that you don't, in order to be in alignment, you need to be in flow. You need to be in balance with your spirit. You need to be in balance with your soul. You don't need to be solely using your ego to make decisions. But a lot of the times we use our ego to make decisions, but your ego is based on the conditioning, society, what you've experienced, what you've seen, your limited perspective. Your perspective from a human standpoint and an ego standpoint is like this small in comparison to your infinite spiritual soul self that is all-knowing. So you're listening to this bit of you, and you're not listening to the vastness of you and who you are. So controlling things is going to get you in trouble. It is. When you try to, it's like literally you're putting a puzzle together. Your life is a puzzle, and you've got all these pieces on the board, and you're trying to figure out which one goes into the slot. And you're like, no, this puzzle piece is going to go into this slot, and I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And you're sitting there forcing it, you're turning it, you're trying to reposition it, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And it won't fit because it's not supposed to fit. So whether this is you moving through your life, relationships, jobs, whatever, learn to be more in flow and say, hey, Spirit, I'm going to let you lead. Doesn't mean that you don't need to take action, because you and your human self, Spirit is only one half of the puzzle piece. The other puzzle piece is the action that you have to take as a human being. But first, you tap in with yourself. You tap in with yourself and you say, okay, look, I'm trying to get a particular job that I feel like I'm supposed to have. And I'm supposed to be working this job. And by all means, I'm going to get it. And Spirit is like, okay, if that's what you want to try to do, and you're over here, you got the interview, you're preparing for it, you're staying up all night, you're practicing your answers, you get on, you go to the interview, you feel like you nail it, then you haven't heard back from the interviewer, so you start calling them, following up. What are you doing? You're doing the most. Doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare. But you should go into, and I'm just using an interview as an example, you should go into it saying, you know what? If this is for me, it will be. So do I need to try to overperform? Do I need to be something that maybe I wouldn't normally do, but I'm doing because I want to? My ego is telling me that I have to actually be the best. And in order for me to be the best is I have to prepare all night long. I have to go over these interview questions. I got to Google what questions could they potentially ask me. And I got to go over it and I got to role play with someone else. And Spirit is like, you're going to get the job. You just got to be you. You don't need to do the most. You just need to relax. But by you forcing it and then having the interview, not getting a call back when you feel like you should get a call back, now you're calling them saying, hey, I just want to follow up. I haven't heard anything back. If it's for you, it's for you. You won't need to call to follow up unless you're prompted to do so. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if that was a great example, but I'm just trying to help you understand how at times ego will distort things and make us believe that we have to do more than we actually do, when instead we just need to be in flow. We need to trust in ourselves and who we are, and that we are enough, and that it's not necessary for us to do so much in order to be worthy or seen as someone valuable. Okay, look at how the sun is peeking through. I love that. You know what I'm saying? So how can you release the desire or the need to make things happen for yourself and just allow things to be in flow, allow things to happen in divine timing in the way that they're supposed to? One, you got to remember who you are. You got to remember who you are. Like, you are going to hear me tell you so many times, day in, day out, day in, day out. Remember who you are. You, yes, I'm talking to you. Remember who you are. You are not just a human living out this experience and just dealing with whatever happens. You are a divine, spiritual, infinite being. Hold on, I'm getting hot. I gotta turn this heat off. Who is here to experience so much more than what you can even fathom. More than you can allow your human mind to give you. Okay? You are so much more. That's step one. Step two is believing that you are worthy of whatever it is that you are desiring. It is already yours. And if it is of the highest vibrational frequency, the highest alignment with your soul, and you want it, you desire it, it will happen. Understand your worth. and who you are. Next, you talk to yourself. Spend some time. I don't know if you're the type of person that meditates. Meditation can look different for everybody, but what it is at its core is you connecting back into you. You connecting with your divinity and letting spirit know, spirit, this is what I desire. Bring this to me. Allow this to come into my life. Allow this puzzle piece to fit. Allow this to happen because I desire it. And I deserve it as a spiritual being. I deserve to live the most abundant life that I can here while I'm in this incarnation. And you tell spirit what you want. You tell your spirit team what you want. You tell the universe. You tell God. You tell source. You tell them what is it that you desire, not from an ego level, but from a level of unconditional love for self. I desire the most abundant job that will bring me peace and flow and ease and abundance, financial abundance. I desire the most fruitful relationship that I can have in this incarnation, someone who loves me unconditional and I love them unconditionally. And we can prosper together and build something together. That's what I desire. I desire all of the opportunities to come into my existence that align with my highest good. I desire to go on trips and experience the beauty of Earth. That's how you talk to your team. That's how you let them know what it is that you desire. And guess what? They will bring it to you. They will bring it to you. And the next step, which can be the more challenging one, is to release expectations, to release the control, to allow yourself to just be in flow and allow things to come into your life in the way that they're supposed to, in divine timing, and you sit back knowing that it will happen for you. Whatever it is that you're desiring, it'll happen for you because guess what? It's your birthright for these wonderful things to happen to you. It's your birthright for you to experience all the love, joy, happiness, excitement, abundance in your life. And you got to know that you have a team of infinite divine beings that their entire job is to help you and to bring into your human existence what it is you need to experience your desires. What it is going to help you be the most aligned version of yourself. For you to tap into your full soul essence in this incarnation. That's what their job is. That's what they're here to do, and that's what they're going to do for you. Think about all the times in your life where things seem like they weren't working out, and then they did work out. Maybe in the moment when you were trying to make something happen, force something to happen, control something to happen to the way that you felt like it should happen, it happened in the most beautiful way. You remember that? Take a moment, just think about one time. Yeah. And you remember that everything always works out for you. Even in the moments where it feels like it won't. It always will. So I just want to remind you of who you are and that you can just relax. Tell God what you want. Tell the universe what you want. Tell your spirit team. Be vocal. Talk to them. Let them know what it is. And then release when, how, with who, what it'll look like. Release that. And just be in flow. And when that happens, you'll realize that everything that you've ever wanted, ever imagined that was possible, and all the things that you can't even imagine at this moment that are possible will happen for you. Okay? All right. So I think I'm just going to leave that there. But drop in the comments for me, like, a time where you thought things were all lost and Spirit came through for you, God came through for you. Let me know in the comments a time that happened. It doesn't have to be something crazy, it can be something small, even the smallest little thing. And yeah, I'll just look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace, love, and light and abundance. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are perfect just as you are.